This year started fucking great. Isekai is a genre I kind of think is meh, you know? And to start the year on the right foot, I decided to try watching one without judging it the whole time. The result? I swear I tried, but in the end, I still think it's crap. And for those who don't know, Isekai is a type of anime where you die. How you die doesn't matter. You can even die taking a shit. I'd honestly rather die. Then you end up in some fantasy world where you can be an overpowered slime with every ability imaginable. Or you can be a refrigerator. It really depends on how insane the person making the damn anime is. And, as usual, there have to be characters just for fan service. Otherwise, the Japanese don't make money. Anyway, today we're talking about Grimgar of Fantasy and Ash. A very down-to-earth isekai, because nobody's turning into a refrigerator here. Everyone has to survive by rationing money so they don't starve, saving up to buy new underwear, and much more. Anyway, let's get to the content, and happy 2026 and Happy New Year. Alright, it all starts with a group of people beating the crap out of some hood-wearing little creatures, which are goblins. That's just a prelude to one of their adventures. The story really begins with a group of people who die and end up in this world. A kingdom called Grimgar. But there's a small problem. None of them know each other or have memories of their past lives. To survive in this crazy world, they need to enlist as volunteer soldiers, then choose a class like mage, thief, or warrior. From there, they start hunting creatures, collecting items, and selling them so they don't starve. Not end up like me over here. I've been starving for like 2 months already. And this is where the realism kicks in. None of them is going to be the hero who saves everything. Nobody's pulling powers out of their ass. Here, either everyone helps each other or everyone dies. There's no overpowered main character nonsense. There are 6 main characters: Minato, Chihiro, Haruhiro, Yume, Moguzo, and Ranta. Each one has their own class to be able to fight. They go through basic training for their chosen classes, complete with some rather well-endowed instructors. Hey, stop being a pervert. I see you putting your hand down there. Knock it off, there's no point today. After a while, they go together on their first hunt. They end up surrounding this goblin dude who was just there getting some water. You think they're going to jump him and beat the hell out of him, but my friend, that goblin was possessed by the devil. They almost died to a goblin, the weakest creature in that world. After a long struggle, they finally beat it down, but they still get fucked up pretty bad. One of the guys gets stabbed in the arm. Luckily, there's a healer on the team. After that brutal fight where everyone almost died, they managed to get a pathetic 2 items to trade for money in the city. It's not worth much, but even so, they need the money to stay alive and not starve like me. In this first fight, you realize everything is very grounded, very realistic. Put a bunch of untrained, inexperienced, broke people into a fight and see what happens. They don't know how to fight, they're terrified, everyone's acting purely on instinct. Tell me you wouldn't be scared of getting stabbed in a situation like that. After that, everyone's exhausted, and they decide to go back home and keep hunting the next day. But in the middle of the night, the women in the group go take a bath. And I don't need to remind you that there are some horny dudes in the group who want to peek. This scene adds absolutely nothing to the anime, but you needed to know what kind of guys they are. We follow their new life as hunters, them hunting, trying to survive, dealing with the lack of money. Because hunting monsters isn't easy, especially considering that almost everyone died in their first fight. Talking a bit more about the characters, none of them remember their past lives, but each one has a distinct personality. For example, Ranta is the arrogant, annoying, horny guy in the group. Shiro is kind of annoying, quiet, can't do things right, and has huge boobs. Ranta said that, not me. It's cool to see how they interact with each other and solve problems together. It ends up being interesting, like the lack of money. Just so you understand, everyone in the group has to wash their underwear at night and sleep without it so they have something to wear the next day. They don't have money to buy clothes, so everything wears out really fast. Our boy Harui had underwear full of patches. His balls must have been hanging out all over the place. So he decides he needs to hunt monsters to buy new underwear. At the same time, this is used as an excuse for the guys to try spying on the women in the group, since they're at night and you're a bunch of assholes. As time passes, they improve their skills and start working as a team. There's an episode where they come up with a whole plan to catch goblins while they're sleeping. They go in and kill them. That's how it has to be, because fighting them head-on as a group would be basically impossible. They're human and can't tank anything. So they start hunting isolated goblins, killing them to farm items and make money. Harui finally manages to buy new underwear so his balls stop hanging out. They even talk about saving money to learn new skills. Each of them learns a different ability, tests them in battle, and now they can fight groups of up to 3 goblins. But in that same episode, something really shitty happens. After winning a fight against a group of goblins, okay, I messed up. Anyway, everyone stops to rest. The group leader, Minato, starts praising everyone. "You're very brave. You're very attentive. You're very strong." He mentions that he's the group's healer, so he needs to be careful. Everyone's kind of distracted by his speech when, out of nowhere, a horde of goblins shows up and attacks, firing arrows everywhere. Harui gets hit several times, but is quickly healed by Minato. The only option is to run. They had to get the hell out of there since everything was already mapped. Minato is the last one to leave the area, but when they get close to their house, they realize he was hit in the back. And that's it. He's done. He got bodied by a goblin. Worst of all, there wasn't even time to heal him. He really dies, and everyone's in shock. I was kinda scared. Am I back in a Kame ga Kill? Are they going to kill everyone again? Anyway, they hold a funeral and then cremate his body for some reason I didn't really pay attention to. After this loss, everyone's devastated. People start arguing. Conflicts pop up out of nowhere because Minato was their leader. He was the alpha, the backbone of the whole thing. Now nobody knows what to do without him giving orders. In short, they're fucked. The group goes out drinking and thinking about everything that happened, until someone they know shows up saying they could get a new healer. And they do. But the other girls in the group get pissed because they did it right after Manato's death and without their consent. On top of that, this new healer, Mary, doesn't follow anyone's orders. She's just there, existing, pretty much useless. Now they're stuck in this dilemma of not being able to move forward without Minato guiding the team. And there's this scene where 2 of them cry over Manato's death, admitting their guilt because they let him die and couldn't protect their friend. The 2 of them hugging in the rain. Shiro sees them and misunderstands things, has a panic attack seeing them like that. Obviously nothing was going on, they were just hugging. After that, there's more focus on Mary, the new healer. She doesn't seem to like anyone in the group. She only heals people after the battle ends. If you die before that, too bad, you're fucked. The group really tries to get her to open up and fit in, but she doesn't want to. More depressed than that, only me. They come together to find out why she acts the way she does. They go to a bar and meet some guys from her old guild, who explain what happened in her past. Long story short, her guild almost completely died fighting some monster. She couldn't heal anyone because she ran out of mana during the battle, which left her traumatized. So it's implied she doesn't want to get close to people again out of fear that the same thing will happen and everyone will die. So, will our group escape poverty? Will Mary finally bond with them? Find out in a possible continuation of this video. Because now there'll be 1 video per week, every Tuesday or Monday. I'm not sure yet, I'm still deciding. Anyway, see you in 7 days. Bye!